Rahel. I'm a mindfulness consultant, an entrepreneur, and an educator. I'm really excited today to share some of my work and why I do what I do. So, as part of the M Factor organization that I started, we create solutions that integrate mindfulness and emotional intelligence to help people at workplaces be healthy and engaged. My work is at the intersection of neuroscience, management, and mindfulness. In other words, what I really do is wake people up from living on autopilot. Now, what I mean by that is whether you're at work or you're a college student, in a relationship or in life, you'll find that very often you're not fully present to what is happening in the moment. In fact, recent research shows that almost 50% of the time your mind has wandered away from the task at hand. So you're not really there. And what that means is we're not really experiencing life intimately. Whether it's a happy moment or a sad moment, we're distracted. And it is only when we are fully engaged with whatever is happening in that moment do we have the ability to notice and open up to the possibilities to choose and create. On the flip side of being present and awake is living unconsciously, living on autopilot. For example, what percentage of your daily decisions do you think are made consciously? 95%, 75, 50, 25, or 5%? The correct answer is 5%. Yes. 95% of your behavior is driven by your unconscious mind. So you do not even know why you're doing what you're doing. The brain is constantly, without your consciously knowing, making these judgments. Whatever experience you're going through or a person you're interacting with, your brain is judging it as positive, negative, or neutral. And what that means is we gravitate towards things and people that we find positive and we try to avoid what is negative. So we're constantly oscillating between this attraction and desire and trying to avoid and yet we all know that life cannot be and is not one big chocolate cake, which is, I'd like that. We are going to encounter situations where we are stressed or where we encounter people that are stressed, and life is not always pleasant. So how do we respond to these challenges that we're constantly undergoing? And there's actually research that documents what happens when you're exposed to a stimulus. Your brain automatically makes a decision to take action, and you consciously become aware of your brain's decision only 350 milliseconds later. And after that, you have only 200 milliseconds to abort action, or else you're just going to end up doing what the brain is subconsciously recording: run or avoid or chase, or and so you have no control really over your actions unless you are really aware in those 200 milliseconds. What makes the situation worse is when you're stressed. So whether you're being chased by a tiger or you have deadlines, they both are triggering the same reaction in your body, the fight or flight reaction. What that means is you really do not have an awareness during those 200 seconds of what's going on. You are exposed to a stimulus that's stressful and you immediately take action, which you may end up regretting. And what you really want is the ability to have an awareness of the stimulus, of what is happening internally, your emotions, your thoughts, and then have the ability within that space to choose the right conscious response. Now, how can we cultivate this response ability or open up to the possibilities of being fully engaged at work and being creative? The answer is in emotional intelligence. I've taught in many schools, business schools in particular, and I don't believe I've seen very many schools that offer emotional intelligence training. And yet, the ability to be aware of our own emotions and other people's emotions, and then make conscious decisions, keeping in mind our internal and external environment, is a very valuable skill. In fact, Daniel Goleman provides a very good framework to understand the different dimensions of emotional intelligence. And there's lots of research now to show what makes a difference between you and um, other team members or other leaders is your ability for self-awareness, self-regulation. How well are you able to engage socially? How compassionate and empathetic are you about your team members? And the motivation to really make a difference. The good news is that emotional intelligence can be learned through particularly mindfulness training. So much as you train your physical body through workout, you can do mindfulness training to work out your brain so that it cultivates the ability and the strength to be aware when the time arises for you to make a decision or to have a clear mind, even in the midst of chaos or stress. So, what is mindfulness? There are many definitions out there, and the one that I like to use is borrowed and adapted from Dr. John Kabat-Zinn's definition, that it's a set of practices and even a broader way of life to approach each moment with non-judgmental awareness, with compassion and curiosity. So there are many research findings now, and I'd be happy to share with you if you get in touch with me later to share with you the many benefits of mindfulness. In fact, there's research to show that mindfulness training structurally and functionally changes the brain so that you have more cognitive flexibility, you are better at problem solving, you can be more focused, you develop a broader perspective and can see things from different angles. There are amazing number of benefits, and which is why it's not surprising that mindfulness is finding its way into many progressive organizations like Google. Many sports teams are beginning to use it with their team members. We're finding it in healthcare, in education, and even the US military is beginning to use it. And I really believe that by bringing emotional intelligence and mindfulness skills to people in different sectors of society, whether it's healthcare or politics and business, we can really help people start looking at the problems from different angles and to help them widen their angle so they can start finding solutions that will help make this world a better place for all.